Detroit a finalist for the 2024 NFL Draft. Jeff, I felt like you really wanted to talk about this, so,
I'm so excited.
I'm just gonna let you roll.
Jeff should go first.
Give me the floor.
I want to
I'm
know
gonna
what
tell
he's
you
so
why.
excited about.
Let me picture this is like a therapy for all people in Detroit. Picture this scenario. You got April, all right? This time of the year. You know, they had it in Cleveland last year, so I don't want to hear anything about the weather. All right, it's possible. Imagine this scenario. You have playoff basketball in 2 years. You have playoff hockey in 2 years.
Yep.
And you have the NFL Draft in Detroit. Tell me how electric and how many eyeballs the city of Detroit would have at that point. It makes me excited, incredibly excited. I know it's Washington, D.C., Green Bay, and Detroit are all the finalists. Personally, I think it'd be an interesting conversation to talk about where they would have the draft in Detroit. But having the actual draft in Detroit, bringing all those eyeballs, it would be great. It would be fantastic. I know the Lions talked about it a little bit, and if it is in Green Bay, if it is in Washington, screw you guys. And Detroit would be awesome, especially that time of the year.
Who wants to go to Washington? I don't. What the hell is there?
Yeah.
Oh, the nation's capital. Nobody cares.
No.
People stopped caring about history like a generation ago.
They got the Washington
Unfortunately.
Commanders now.
Oh my God, the Washington Commanders. Yeah, no, we're not doing this. So Washington is a hell no. And are there even hotels in Green Bay? Is there Wi-Fi in Green Bay? I'm being obviously very ignorant right now, but you get the sarcasm here.
We're hating on our neighbor. Yeah, screw him.
Why do they get to host the NFL Draft, huh?
Because they have like the best
We
fans
have
in the NFL.
just as many Super Bowl appearances as they do in the last 12, 15 years. Why?
Because they have one of the best fans in the NFL, one of the best fan base in the
You
NFL.
know what?
They're
I will
fan
say,
owned.
though, the fact that Green
fan-owned.
Bay is owned by fans, I think is one of the most amazing things.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
love that. I think that's one of the coolest traditions in sports. It's not really a tradition, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. Like, the fact that fans... There's like a wait list of how many years, Fish? 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years maybe. Who knows?
Yep.
To be a Green Bay Packers season ticket holder, which then means you're also a shareholder. It's unbelievable. But they're not getting it.
And look at Pistons fans. Does Green Bay even have the hotels and restaurants? Isn't Lambeau in a neighborhood?
That's
and
what I'm
DC
saying.
is a swamp.
Thank you.
Well, he just laid it out for
DC
us.
sucks. What are you going to go?
Yeah,
Go
they're
to the
not going to
historical museum?
they're not
Nobody
going to
wants to go
Washington.
visit a museum except my wife. Nobody.
No football fan.
Literally nobody interested in football is going to want to go to the museum. All right? Listen, do it in Detroit, downtown. All right? You got the LCA. Mm-hmm. You got multiple venues, multiple bars, the restaurants galore.
Yeah.
I mean, do I even have to pitch downtown Detroit? Like, it's not even close between the three. It's the more modern city. It's the city I think that's most equipped to handle an event like this. Oh, and... we joke a lot about, the Lions' expectations, where the franchise is going, but don't fans always say that the draft is their Super Bowl?
You're right.
Imagine this is the only fan base in the NFL that takes the draft as seriously or really, hypes it up the way I don't think any other fan base does it the way the Lions do.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think it would be a spectacle. I think it'd be an event. I think it would be an extremely memorable draft night. And I'm actually curious how Detroit Lions fans would react to players being selected by opposing teams, whether it's division rivals, teams on the AFC,
Yeah.
NFC. If the Rams have a first-round pick in 2024, who knows? I think it's super interesting. I really do. I definitely want it to come to Detroit, though.
And that's why the biggest question I have is with Rod Wood talking about, and this is back in 2017 when they first brought up the draft to him. He said it could be spread out to 3 or 4 different locations in Detroit. Being centrally located among the Lynx teams was an advantage as a location. I wonder where they'd have the draft at in Detroit. I think there's tons of locations you could. I know Ford Field, they had clearly biggest venue down there, but you can have it in so many places. And they have the positives about Detroit is you hit on it, and Pistons fan hit on it already, is the things you can do down here. And the media, players, everybody coming down to Detroit, wherever it is, from neighboring cities. You can do things. You have playoff hockey, playoff basketball going on. The city's electric. And not only that, the city of Detroit will be able to, up close, witness who they select in the draft. And I would love to hear the reaction. Whether it's, it would be, I'm assuming, all cheers. Brett Holmes would be in charge, but no, it'd be great. It would be absolutely great. I think you've mentioned it already. The Lions fans, we value enough the draft. Why not have it in Detroit? I mean, you talk about it being our Super Bowl. Imagine having that type of scenario in Detroit for everybody to come and see. I think it'd be electric, man. So that's That's why I'm excited, just because of all the possibilities you have with the NBA. You have playoff basketball. Man, it'd be
Why?
a lot of people would be
what
down
do
there.
Washington fans? What have they done? Huh?
Well.
What have they suffered through? Huh? Tell me. Huh? Oh, their quarterback broke their leg in what, 85? Oh no. What have they dealt with? Huh? They haven't dealt with the 58 years that this fan base has dealt with. All right? There's no fan base more deserving of an event than the Detroit Lions fan base. I swear, I mean it. I'm not being sarcastic at all
No.
here. Like look, Green Bay, you've been to 2 NFC title games in the last 3 years. You've owned the division for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
You went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, kick rocks. What? No, they can get it in 2030. Just not before Detroit. All right? Let Detroit get it. And then you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Hell, I'll go to Green Bay for the draft. Just let Detroit get it first, please.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the party that would ensue. Imagine the Lions had a top draft pick that year.
None of us are going to
my
work the next
God.
day.
No, we're going to work.
Yeah, it would be all Woodward Sports down there.
It would be phenomenal. Imagine the Lions had, let's say, a top. Well, I don't want them to have a top 5 pick by 2024.
Right.
Because we're still rebuilding.
Well, yeah, actually,
God
that's a
damn
good
it.
point. Yeah, well.
So I hope you know what? I take back everything I just said.
But when that pick comes up,
It's going to be electric either way.
Yeah.
Whether you're picking at 5, 15, 20,
Yeah.
30. I doubt 30, but one
can have
dream,
dreams. 32.
Everybody can dream eventually, right? I'm not going to hate
That's where it
No.
starts, is dreaming.
Well, I like
we
the-
also have to take, ownership into consideration, all right? Listen, we've dealt with the Fords for 58 years, all right? We've dealt with Sheila now for what, 2.5 years? This is really her, first real year considering these are her hires, right? So, you know what? Lions are off to a good start. You feel like they're going in the right direction. I have no problem with that. But what? Look at the Washington owner, huh? FedEx Field. Mr. I do some really weird stuff with my employees,
Yeah.
and I harass them sexually. Wow. Great example you're setting in the NFL, huh?
And he still deserves it.
Why the hell? Why is Washington being considered? Nobody cares about Washington. I'm sorry, just saying in the chat. I know you're from D.C., but I have a very ignorant view on Washington. And it's probably because my sister. But that's her fault, not mine. I take zero responsibility for any of it. And then Green Bay, what are we going to do in Green Bay? Huh? What, are we all going to stand on wooden planks? What are they going to have in Green Bay for us, huh?
Chief
Do they
heads.
even have enough room to host that, 10,000,
You do
15,000
realize
people?
if they get the draft, they're gonna have a 2-year notice, so they're gonna rebuild the city of Green Bay. They're gonna make it like their Super Bowl. Cause let's be honest, they're not gonna host a Super Bowl in the middle of the frozen iceberg.
Why? I really don't know why Green Bay is a finalist.
Because they have the best fans in the league. They're
Do they?
well
Wait,
respected by
why are they the
many
best fans in the
people.
league? Huh?
Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? That's a known fact. They have one of the best fans in the league. Am I wrong?
No, you're probably
I feel
right.
like every
Lambeau
fan
Field
base is pretty
is a
decent.
great advantage.
They have one of the best fans in the league. They're a well-respected team. They've
If their
made it
fans
to
are so
playoffs.
good, why do they suck in the playoffs at Lambeau, huh?
I can't tell you that. I just know
No,
they've
I'm
made it to
just
the
saying.
playoffs.
We're talking about the best fan base. It's probably New England, if you ask me. Even though they're, I think, the most spoiled fan base.
Yeah, but New
Oh, yeah.
England fans, they turn on their team every time
No,
they
they
suck.
don't.
Oh,
Please, Fish.
What do you think? Our guy Mike in the chat said Detroit doesn't have the capacity downtown. That's the bottom line. DC has plenty of room for everybody. I
DC
mean, I
does
think
have a lot of
Detroit would've-
hotels.
I know they have more hotels, of course. but-
Yeah, and DC is landlocked between Virginia and Maryland. So there you go. So you can actually travel between
Washington,
two different
the-
states.
They were the Washington football team, and now the Commanders. They
Yes.
are one of, if not the most pointless franchises in the NFL right
Yeah.
now. All right,
Okay.
their owner is going through a bunch of scandalous issues right now.
Yep.
They should not be in consideration. It should be the Detroit.
You realize they're not
City of
basing it
Detroit.
on the football team; they're basing it on the city.
I don't give a crap. No,
Green-
it has
Green
everything
Bay
to do with the
has-
football team, Fish.
Then why are they going to Detroit?
Have you been listening to me for the last 10
I haven't
minutes?
been listening for the last 10 minutes.
All right, let me run it back.
Has our team made
Let me run it
playoffs
back
in the
because
last
you
year? Has
don't
our
listen.
team made the Super Bowl anytime
Fish.
soon?
There's no fan base that treats the NFL draft like a Super Bowl like the Detroit Lions. That's
correct.
Fact.
That is a
All
fact.
right?
Yes, sir.
So that is reason number one. Reason number two, it's actually of the other two cities, the most, I would argue, ready city to host an event of 20, 30,000 people. Let's say, if it was that many people. All right? You have the bars downtown, the restaurants, you have the hotels, you have all the availability, capacity downtown to make it work.
They'd be booming.
Business would be booming, as AB would say.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Detroit's the city, man. It's got to be Detroit.
Absolutely.
It's got to be Detroit. I don't know who else it could be. Green Bay? What are we going to do in Green Bay, huh? In March, April.
All right, well, don't cry to me when Green Bay gets selected.
Look, man, I'm not on board with the Green Bay getting it. Look, they already own their team. All right? That's already enough of a gift. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They own their football team.
They got houses right outside the stadium. They live right next door.
They literally live
Literally.
in front of the stadium. All right? They've went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers and have celebrated 2 Super Bowls during that time span. Why the hell does Green Bay get it? They can kiss my ass. They can take their success and shove it up their ass. Detroit deserves this because we've dealt with misery and mediocrity for 58 years, Fish. That's why. That was in the pitch. It wasn't about the city. It was like, look at our ownership. Give us something.
I didn't even think about the casinos too. A lot of casinos down there. Everyone
2 casinos downtown, right?
Yep.
Or 3?
Check out the Motor
I
City.
think it's 3.
I
Motor
don't
City.
At least
honestly
2.
know.
Motor City, Greektown,
That's only 2.
What's the third?
and MGM.
Oh, you're right.
So you got 3 casinos.
I forget about MGM.
I knew it. Well, I'm a degenerate, so.
Yeah, well, so am I, but just different kind.
People would be coming downtown. It'd be great. I'm not really on board. I know Mike's talking about the capacity and all that stuff. I really don't hope capacity is the reason why we're going to try and argue Detroit out of the draft. I mean, I get Indianapolis has more of a, exclusive downtown. They have more things, but still, like, it's Detroit.
I think in Indianapolis it would be phenomenal, and the combine's already there, but.
But
Look,
still.
between DC and Lambeau, I gave you my reasons why I prefer it in Detroit. For obvious reasons, I'm obviously biased in this conversation, so I don't even think what I say even matters. But come on.
Yeah, they did it in Cleveland, and he said, "Oh, downtown Cleveland has the hotel capacity. If they could do it in Cleveland, they
Listen,
could do it here."
if a state
Please.
that
They
can't
did it
even
in
can't even
Yup.
spell out their own state,
Oh,
if a
wait.
population of people that can't even spell their own state can figure out how to host an NFL draft, Detroit can figure it out. I promise you. Hey, you made it all the way through. I'm so proud of you. Why don't you make me more proud? Like, subscribe, and watch another video.